informal session and with more Q&A time for everyone. So I'm Robin from Cloud Mola. Basically, I'm the revenue director of Cloud Mola. So what does Cloud Mola do? We are basically a multi-payment aggregator for Southeast Asia and also app store for focusing on Southeast Asia. So Cloud Mola, basically we do publishing and store and payment and focus, as we mentioned, in Southeast Asia. So moving into it, let me give you everyone an overview of Southeast Asia market. So Southeast Asia is, population is quite big. We have over 600, maybe coming to 650 million people. And active internet user is actually more than half of it. For Southeast and smartphone users, basically penetration rate is more than 100% and 90% of active internet users. And mobile gamers definitely is actually very high with 170 million and above. So, and one thing about Southeast Asia is our year-on-year growth rate for games and mobile services is actually more than 50% year-on-year. And the average annual spending by paying gamers actually increases over the years. And for Southeast Asia, with population of 640 million, we are actually if you look at the demographics, actually the age 35 and below actually comprises about over 70%. So we are actually a very young region and a very active region for internet content, mobile content, and services. But for Southeast Asia, we face a few issues. We had low credit card penetration rate. So, I mean, most of us actually are from Southeast Asia countries. We understand that. And 6 key countries, 5 smaller countries make out of Southeast Asia, total 11 countries. But every country has its own culture, language, which pose an interesting issue is that there's a need to localize content to suit the local consumers. And and Southeast Asia actually generate a lot of revenue for game content. So if you look at basically the App Store revenue from Google or Apple, basically for over 40% comes from the game. And okay. And for Southeast Asia, Google and Apple has a strong dominance here, and except for Vietnam. Vietnam is a country where Google couldn't really penetrate, and third-party stores actually are the major stores that users go to. So why is it so? There's a lot of regulation in Vietnam that games need to get permit, service provider need to get licenses and so on. But what we are seeing is that moving forward, consumer actually will be moving towards all these third-party stores to download games and finding content. One reason so is because of payment. Because Google and Apple right now, the payment options are actually very limited. Mainly credit cards, gift cards, or even integration with telcos. But a lot of consumers are still working on paying through other sources like direct bank transfer, e-pins, or even scratch card or prepaid cards from telcos. So giving more information about Cloud Mola, so what we do, basically in short, we publish and market mobile games in Southeast Asia. So we have we are working with Unity on UDP, the storefront platform for apps and games, and we provide payment and we also do marketing services for mobile games. And basically based on our experience, Cloud Mola has over 20 years of experience, published more than 20 games, and we had a consumer base of over 37 million gamers around Southeast Asia. So these are some of the games that we previously has published before, from Grand Theft Auto, FIFA, Chinese game, Korean games, and so on. So what's the Moo solution? The Moo solution is actually a solution, collaborative publishing solution that we offer to game developers. So for Cloud Moolah, we also acquire games to do direct publishing in Southeast Asia. So what we do is actually we, as quite a standard process, we source for games, we do game assessment, and we acquire games and sign a contract and then publish the games in Southeast Asia. So for game sourcing, we had a team that goes around different countries working with developers to test the game and try the games. So if you have games, you can actually come to us and let us test it to see what's the potential that we can actually work together in Southeast Asia. And for games, besides direct acquisition of games, we also provide publishing as a service. So for some game publishers, game developers that they wish to self-publish in Southeast Asia, we offer marketing, publishing services like localization, marketing service, community engagement, and payment services. So these are like services on the a la carte menu. You come to you talk to us or inquire with us on the services that you require, that you need for Southeast Asia or even for certain countries. And for Cloud Moolah, we are actually an official payment partner of Unity. So if you are using Unity editor, you can see our payment options inside. So for our payment options, basically we offers more than 15 channels of payment options across Southeast Asia, and you can simply integrate this through Unity editor. So it's all built in inside. So, and payment channel is actually quite important because, as we understand, Southeast Asia credit card penetration rate is low. So we work with, aggregate with various payment provider and actually achieve basically more than 500,000 retail point where gamers and consumers can actually pay to the store or pay for a game or services. And key countries that we are right now in is across the major country in Southeast Asia: Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, Indonesia, and Philippines. So this is the overall picture as what we do. We do localization, customer services, marketing services, consultation, and also potentially investments in games or projects. So as I mentioned, for Moo Store, which the store which is operated by Cloud Moolah, this is built on UDP. So we are one of the first partner to launch the UDP platform in globally or in Southeast Asia. So to get your games onto the store itself, basically is you just need to go through Unity editor and submit via UDP to the Moo Store. So sorry, let me skip this. So Moo Store will be launched in Q1 2019. So to start that off, basically we are inviting game developers or game companies to upload their games with us and participate in the contest where we'll be giving out, providing $1 million USD in marketing dollars to promote 20 games on the Moo Store or across Southeast Asia. So you, sorry, the date has been changed. We are extending it to 1st of January next year. Sorry, 31st January next year, to allow more partners to join us. So you can actually find out more of this contest on our website, or you can just scan the QR code. So for Cloud Mula, we also participate in esports activities, and actually we do esports management. So over the years, we had conducted esports competition across Southeast Asia. We are one of the first to actually bring a full regional esports game into the region. So we started the host of esports event in 2009. So that's about 9 years ago, and it was the One Asia Cup for FIFA Online 2. And subsequently, we actually organized more events, regional events in Southeast Asia on Counter-Strike and Granado Espada. So, and Cloud Mula also worked with Razer and Esports Mogul to promote esports, and we'll be rolling out more esports activities and events in the coming year. And besides, for Cloud Mula, our key partners is Unity. We are the payment partner and the partner for UDP. And we also had a strong key partner in Vietnam, which is Year One Network. They are the key MCN for YouTube in Vietnam. Okay, overview of who we work with, our partners in various, I would say, domains. Okay, so we still have quite some time. Okay, so okay, it's more like going to be an AMA. Anyone who with questions or things that you'd like to know about publishing of games in Southeast Asia regarding on payment or on marketing or on localization? Or actually, sorry, among this group, who actually are game developers? Ah, okay. Oh, no problem. Do you publish your games self-publish or you work with publishers?
At the moment, self-publishing. We're still working on our first.
Oh, so you intend to launch it on a global basis or just regional focus?
Initially regional, but obviously the distribution is not too complicated for global. But initially piecemeal so that we can get sample analytics before we start going worldwide.
So, from my experience, sorry, I've been working with on mobile games since the old Java days. I've been handling all the old Nokia games from, I think maybe 15 years ago. So, one key challenge that many developers or publishers face when they release on a global basis is that there's too many things coming in, and it's a bit hard to focus because you are everywhere. Then, across globally, you had different countries, different regions. For example, like Southeast Asia, we had 6 key countries, which has actually 6 different kind of languages and culture. Then if you move up, Korea, Japan, Taiwan, China is a different world. Then moving to Middle East. So if you are looking just publishing an English language across Southeast Asia on a global basis, you may only be able to attract certain pockets of interest from key areas like maybe English-speaking countries, not necessarily Europe and US. For Southeast Asia or even China, Japan, Korea, basically the attraction will be very few because most of the gamers actually prefer localized language. And besides that, you're publishing a casual or RPG game? Yes.
Developing it only in English is still a good-sized market, but it's only 5 countries out of 195. So you need to definitely have Chinese, French, Spanish, and then localize. In fact, I'm developing in the Philippines, so we'll be actually releasing a version in Tagalog.
Oh, okay. Very few games are being released in Tagalog.
Yes.
So that yes. So for that idea, we do have some discussion with game developers before because like 2-3 years back they say that hey, there's no game developed in local Philippine language. Why is it so? So that is actually a good selling point, especially if your advertisement is all in Tagalog. That will attract quite a good size of consumers. So then, if let's say Philippines, one of your startup country, to do testing. Then your next issue will be on the monetization side, because you will need third-party payment.
Absolutely. And I'm anticipating needing different commercialization approaches in different countries and cultures.
Yes.
I imagine certainly there'll be fairly standard approaches, but I think some will appeal to different markets. And of course, pricing structure will be very different.
Oh,
Philippines,
totally agree.
consumers don't have the kind of money that Singaporean or Australian or US consumers have.
So as for pricing strategy, what you mentioned is very important, because on Apple and Google, okay, right now for Philippines they reduce it, but for a lot of other countries on a global basis, the minimum is 99 cents. Philippines, I think they reduce it to, I think 50 cents US or 30 cents US as the minimum. That's another issue a lot of game companies don't realize, is that the income disparity of the countries. So in Singapore, let's say 99 cents US is nothing, but if you go to Indonesia or Philippines, 99 cents actually could be I would say, it's a meal, or even basically for the lower income, basically is $1 US is what they are going to pay for all their meals on a day basis. So especially for kids, some actually skip lunch just to pay items. You see that, I think you see that in Philippines or in Vietnam or in Indonesia or Thailand. So many years ago, many people has actually lobby for Google to lower the price. Google did that, Apple did not. So they are testing out the lower price bracket in some of the key countries in Southeast Asia and maybe Latin America. So I think that works well, but they could even go lower, honestly. So for flexible pricing of items or for in-app purchases, I think third-party payments will actually do much better, because you can have a lower actually pay price point to start off. But for Philippines, your one key issue will be marketing. It's getting costly. I think, let's say if we go to the market on a cost per installation basis, maybe per install will cost you on average maybe 30 cents or even more, depending on which network or even you're targeting on which platform. So that would be a big consideration, because on calculation of ROI based on the CPI that we are working on, it may not really justify the kind of investment that we're going to put in. But again, Philippines has one, just Southeast Asia, or most Southeast Asia, or a lot has one good thing, is the viral effect spread very fast. So if something catches on, it catches like wildfire and spread amongst the users, because Southeast Asian, I think we like to share what we like. In Philippines, they like to share on all the major social media networks, Facebook, Instagram, or even right now, TikTok is actually sweeping Philippines by fire. So if you can achieve something on the viral basis, or start the viral, targeting more on the viral campaign for your casual games, that will actually work much better than going to the key markets to purchase installation, because there's a lot of fraud. And I think for viral, it works well. Right now, influencer marketing is doing quite good. Philippines, there's a lot of pretty girl, handsome guys, funny girls doing a lot of all this influencer stuff. So I think you could test off in Philippines and actually expand to the rest of. So you're doing English and Tagalog first.
I haven't worked that out yet. We're still a little ways off that, but the localization system will be able to throw in the languages that we want. My Filipino developers have been insisting on Tagalog, so it will be an initial language, and it's a good sample region for us to try before we get to the rest of Asia.
I would personally, I would suggest start both English and Tagalog. Tagalog, you actually attract a good user base. I would say maybe North Philippines, because if you look at the Philippine structure, actually, it still consists of multiple dialect and languages, especially on the south. They may not really speak Tagalog. But
I'm in Cebu, and I have developers who are asking for Cebuano as well. It's a bit too narrow.
yeah,
A little bit too niche.
yes. So, but again, the economy of Philippines is actually focused more on the north side. So Tagalog works well, and English-wise, it works with everyone. So, and because you are working on casual game, tax is not really that much. English will be good because Singapore, Malaysia. I'm just talking about Southeast Asia. So Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, you still can move in with the casual games, or even all the countries. Maybe except Vietnam, where they're still more skewed towards their own Vietnamese language. So when are you launching the game?
I don't know. We've had some issues. So
No worries. Everyone had this issue.
that's right. Several more months yet.
Delays is very common for game development, especially when we hit the catching of bugs.
Well, design issues as well, and I'm taking my time, making sure that the first game we launch is a solid game and making sure there are no bugs.
Yeah. Honestly, if you take Philippines as a test country, you can screw it up, do your beta test, alpha test, close beta test in Philippines, screw up that place is okay, but release a good version for the rest of the world.
I think that's true with any market. You pick a small market and then make your mistakes in a little place where you don't get noticed, and then
Yes.
go big after.
You sacrifice one for the rest of 194.
Yeah.
And Philippines has good size, over 100 million population. Gamers population maybe about, officially from 36, about 30 million. So it's a good place to start off. And actually a lot of major game companies right now are heading towards Philippines to do a lot of beta tests. So previously, all are heading to New Zealand, Australia, Canada, or even some Scandinavian country, but cost is too high. So they found that, hey, Philippines is good because they speak English and actually cost of advertising is low. And
I think the uptake of new games and independent games is pretty popular in the Philippines as well. I think they like the new scenes and the independent indie games scene.
yes, and and also loyalty is low. People switch game from game. But good thing is Philippines players, they like to write a lot of reviews, give their feedbacks and thoughts. So that's very good for further development. Actually, they help you to find bugs. They are very, I would say, helpful. So even for us, when we launch games, or even when I launch games, Philippines is a good country to start off. Then testing or monetization, actually Singapore will be a good country. So when you're ready, we can talk more. You can actually put up a game on my store. Oh, sure, thank you. But just one game in plan, or do you have more stuff?
Plenty in the early planning stage.
Oh, that's good. Well, as mentioned, Southeast Asia is growing very fast. Right now, we have a very sizable gamer population, which is over 170 million. And the thing is, this group of user base, over 75 are actually 35 and below. And what makes Southeast Asia different is from the rest of the country is that we actually are very fast adopter of mobile games. We don't have, honestly, we don't have very good loyalty. Anything that comes very popular, everyone will just switch. So flavor of the month changes very fast. And but one thing concerned about is a lot of game companies that the revenue or ARPU of Southeast Asia, based on, let's say if you look at App Annie data or data from other industry sources, is actually very low. Frankly speaking, it's not. Why it's low is because, as I say, payment is a big issue because most don't have credit cards to pay. So what you're seeing potentially could be just 20% of the market potential. Because we are officially seeing data from mobile side, But in Southeast Asia, we have a big pool of PC players, which are actually paying through third-party channels. So these are actually very sizable amount of revenue that can also be could be the same for mobile, because a lot of players don't have multiple payment options. So if we look at what PC games are making, or let me do a quote. Right now, I work with mobile operators and so on. Recently, operator in Indonesia was telling us, they say on industry report, they say that Indonesia is worth of $1 billion US. So he was telling me, hey, officially we are actually hitting 2. It's just that industry reports couldn't capture what is not been reported, because a lot of payments are not going through official channel, going through their own internal sources, so they know the market. So Southeast Asia potentially right now is double of what is being reported, and a lot of revenues are actually been, or money being made, not made known to public. So if you want to check how big is the estimation size, if you look at MNE or even the rest of industry sources, the next best you could go and look at Garena's revenue, how much they are making for Southeast Asia. Because right now they are public listed, they need to declare. So potentially, I think right now coming to 80% of the revenue comes from games in Southeast Asia. So, and they are just capturing maybe 10% of the market share. So based on that kind of estimation, you could see the full value of Southeast Asia. It's a hidden gem. Those who are able to tap on it actually makes money silently. So so if developing, so it's worth, I would say, your effort and resources to develop in specific countries. And the next big game company that go listing in Southeast Asia is VNG. So when VNG go listing, you can, if you look at the prospectus, you can find out how big their whole market is. VNG is very focused on Vietnam. And Vietnam right now, by unofficial report, is actually number 2 in, I would say, total market revenue for gaming. Because PC and mobile combined is very big. The population-wise is about 100 million above. So hopefully game partners, game companies actually be welcome to enter Southeast Asia. Potential is here. It takes a while to develop, but once you actually had your roots built up, actually you can, as you can see, to reap the returns. So keep on developing more games. Philippines, good country. Potentially, if you can, we will see big growth in Philippines, maybe giving another 2 years, because it's coming in late to gaming, mobile gaming compared to the rest of Southeast Asia, but it's picking up very fast because of language and the population, and also the enthusiasm for mobile content and services. And not just gaming. For the rest of entertainment services, it's all actually, catching up pace in whole Southeast Asia. E-commerce is very big, and because of Ali, Tencent all coming in supporting the local e-commerce scene, so we see that catching up, and also the other kind of mobile services. So, any further questions? Feel free to ask. So most of you are actually tech on tech side or mobile services or other kind of services. Because game side is only our gentleman at the back. Can I end earlier? Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Hey, Okay, thank you for your time. Honestly, I don't take up too much time now. Okay, thanks.